So welcome back into episode 84. So, in last week's video you saw me promise to get the car out, but I got kind of distracted with the interior. It's one of those areas that I've not really looked at, but what I'm trying to do now is get a bit of information about it so I can start lining things up for when I actually come around to doing it. And we've got that constant sort of debate about what colour the interior was, what colour it should be going forward, you know, what I should retrim or re-dye or whatever it is. I've got the constant, well, the problem that it's got black carpets in there and I don't really want to change the carpets. These look really good condition, surprisingly good condition given the rest of the car. And I think they're going to be a pig to take out and a pig to get new ones and all those sort of things. So I'm going to stick as a base sort of with the black carpets. So now I'm trying to work out what colour I should do other things on top of that. Whether I go back to the tan leather interior, whether that looked good with the black carpets. What colour pasha would work best with that. I really do want the pasha stuff. I think it just looks fantastic. So I really want to go that direction. So that was last week. That was my distraction. Sorry about that. So in this week's video, what I want to do is do what I said I'd do last week. Basically, get the car started again. It's not been started for, I didn't go back and look, but it is 5-6 weeks, something like that. Get the car started, get it moving again, prove that it wasn't a fluke the first time. And even maybe potentially drive it. I live on a private road, so I can go up and down this without any problems. I don't, because there's quite a lot of traffic up and down it. But maybe we'll get that far, who knows. So that's what we're going to do this week. Now I've got a question for you. When I turn the car, when I turn the ignition on, I hear the fuel pump whir, goes weep, fine. And it does for about 2 seconds, and that's priming the system, I understand that. But I also hear like a expanding noise, like the pressure's building, and I assume that's what it is. Is that normal? My assumption is that it's the fuel tank sort of being pressurised, but I don't think the fuel tank's under pressure. So where is that noise coming from? I also have to do that to start it. I have to turn it on, or, let the fuel pump do its thing for 2 seconds, turn it off, wait a little bit, and then turn it on again, and as long as the fuel pump does its thing again, it will start. It's a little bit, it's like a double go with it, and I think that's because I leave a long time between these starts, that all the fuel's evaporated down the lines, and it's sort of priming it all back through again. But let me know if that's right. What is that creaking noise? You'll hear it. It's like a creaking. And when I turn the car off, if I stay in the car, I hear that in reverse, sort of slowly, sort of as the pressure's dying down, I guess. Now, does that point to my fuel accumulator being, broken? It is old. It looks very old. It's probably original. Should I be looking at replacing the fuel accumulator? And just let me know what I should do with that. I'm not really sure. Anyway, let's jump into the video. Thank you as ever for watching. Click the subscribe button, click that like button, leave me comments, and let's just see if I can get it out on the road today. Okay, start attempt 1 has not gone well. I've turned it over quite a long time. Doesn't sound to me like there's any fuel in it, so I'm going to quickly top it up with fuel, just confirm if there's fuel, and then we'll try again. is up and running again now. It's quite clean. Maybe a little bit putt-putty, but pretty steady. Take it around the other side. So from inside, obviously a bit of a mess with the cluster all off, the dashboard all falling apart. This is another project waiting to happen, but you can hear like the engine rattling away quite nicely. From the back it's a little bit less smooth. The engine's really smooth, I think, but there's a number of holes in the exhaust which are causing it sort of sound a bit rubbish, I guess. The exhaust was burning very clean on startup. It's just going a bit black now. I don't know if that means it's too rich slightly. I'm not sure about that. That's first start for about, I guess, 4 weeks. I mean, we could look back on the videos. I've not started it outside of the videos that I produce. Took a while to get going. As I suspected, it was out of fuel. Once the fuel's in there, okay, coughed and spluttered a little bit, but it started. Not too bad, really, for something that's not run properly for 40 odd years. Or that's 40 odd years old, but not run for, I think we're guessing 16, something like that. And I revved up quite high. You can hear it was quite smooth. It's all up to temperature now. I'm going to have a look over the engine, just make sure there's no leaks, make sure there's no fluid sort of pouring out from somewhere. But I'm quite pleased with that. I also have been working in the background on the bonnet, so now the bonnet should pretty much close. Let's take that away. I'm not clicking it down fully, but because I need to check that the actual mechanism works. But it all lines up properly, and it's quite nicely lined up here at the hinges as well, which is good. Quite pleased with that. It took a bit of playing around with to get it sort of on there, but that's another job sort of almost ticked off, which I'm quite pleased with. So I think I'm going to try another start up just to check things on fluke, make sure everything works okay. It's Bank Holiday Monday. I've got this crazy idea of actually reversing the car out and taking it for a drive up and down the road. It's only maybe, I don't know, maybe 100 metres or something, 200 metres there and back. But it'll get a couple of miles on the clock. It might get a mile on the clock. And it'd be really cool, I think. So let's try and get the car out, get it started now, and to see if we can get it done.
all seems to be working, so I think we can try.
Right, yes, I am purposely sitting on the bonnet to sort of push the suspension back down a bit. I'd heard that you have to drive about 50 miles for the front suspension to come back down. I've been measuring mine and just sort of writing in pencil on the wing what it's sitting at. It's at 73 centimetres. Well, it was at 73. After the up and down the road thing, it's gone down to 72. So it's slowly coming down. Anyway, I was going to get the car out again today, take it for another drive up and down, prove it wasn't just luck, and terrorise the neighbourhood a bit more. But it's pouring down with rain, so I can't really, and I don't want to just get it wet and let it sit to dry in here. It's not what I do. So I'm going to wrap up the video there. I think it's pretty successful. It's pretty cool. I actually went up and down twice, so we've done probably 400 metres, nearly half a kilometre. On the second time, I think the brakes were sort of binding a bit. I could feel there's quite a bit of resistance. So at the end of that, I pulled it in. Subsequently, I've looked and it all seems free, so I need to try and work out what's going on there. But otherwise, it was pretty straightforward. I did have a bit of a hot start issue, which again points to that fuel accumulator. It took a while to start, and in the end I left it for probably 20 minutes to let it, maybe half an hour actually, let it cool down a bit, and then it started straight away, no problem. But pretty successful. I quite like that. Hopefully you enjoyed seeing the car actually moving, running. I've tried to show a lot more about the engine just running and ticking over and stuff like that, so you can get a bit of a feel for how the engine sounds and things. But anyway, back to more work next week. I'm starting to, as I said, look at the interior. I'm also focusing on to things like the electric windows and things, because it always worries me having the windows up. A couple of times I've been locked in the car and had to sort of try and bat my way out. So I need to get the windows down so I can reach out, undo the catch. Anyway, thank you as ever for watching. Click the like, click subscribe, leave me some comments, and I'll see you next time.